As many have now seen in the Tampa Bay Bucks' Week 17 game in New York against the Jets, wideout Antonio Brown threw a fit on the sidelines. As the crowd starts to recognize the magnitude of this moment, fans stand up and take in AB's antics. Mike Evans attempted to put an end to it, but Brown was long gone, removing his jersey and shoulder pads. He tosses them onto the bench, stares him down, and walks towards the tunnel. He removes his undershirt and throws it in the stands, creating a sideshow inside the game. Fans are simply in disbelief. Fans start standing and waving, simply stunned from what's transpired. Brown, an NFL wide receiver since 2010, is not immune to bringing distrust, unwanted attention to a franchise, and off-the-field issues. What he did, no matter what some reports may say, was exactly what Antonio Brown does.
What happened to Antonio Brown? Did he quit? I've never seen a guy leave a field like that. And is this the last strike for him?
He is no longer a Buck. All right, that's the end of the story. Let's talk about the guys that went out there and won the game.
So head coach Bruce Arians, who vouched for AB over and over, suddenly doesn't want to talk about it after his team's win.
Antonio Brown has quit on teams. Antonio Brown has quit on players, quit on people. Antonio Brown has never quit on himself. And yesterday, he quit on himself.
ESPN's Ryan Clark, a former teammate of Brown's in Pittsburgh, went in.
We used to be able to say that no matter what, he won't quit on himself or a football team on game day. And we can no longer say that. Antonio Brown is now holistically inconsistent as a human. You don't want inconsistent players on your team, and you don't want a teammate that you cannot count on. And you can no longer count on Antonio Brown.
And guess what? He's right. Antonio Brown is the textbook example of a phenomenal world-class athlete who just cannot get out of his own way.
Next question.
Standing in your corner.
Next question. We just want to talk about this game. We don't want to waste no time with you guys writing in bogus.
Respectfully,
Yeah.
Antonio, we haven't talked to you yet. We haven't
Yeah,
talked
but
to
I
you
don't
in a
want
long
to talk
time.
about that. You guys is all drama. It's all about football. We didn't talk about Carolina. I don't want to talk to you guys. It's a lot of drama. A lot of drama you guys create. A lot of drama that people create who want stuff from me.
And yet, simultaneously, he blames the media for drama. Now, if you hear from AB's camp, it's the following narrative. Brown felt he was too injured to return to the game. He'd missed several weeks with an ankle injury, but it just so happened to coincide with his fake Vax card suspension and had been limited leading up to Week 17 after tweaking it in practice. But as Yahoo Sports noted, Brown didn't seem to be favoring his ankle when he was jumping around in the end zone and running to the locker room. Yes, Brown lied about his vaccination status in a global pandemic, as was first reported by the Tampa Bay Times and confirmed by many other outlets. Brown settled his sexual assault case with his former trainer Brittany Taylor out of court. He allegedly sent grotesque emails to his accuser, writing in part, "I jack my D on your back, after your knowledge. I've been all pro before I knew you. You're a failure. Called her a liar. Me and blank will laugh about this blank busting your back, and you're a disgrace to little girls." This falls in line with other Brown behaviors. When a painter he hired refused his sexual advances, he put her in a group chat with his cohorts and sent intimidating text messages, including pictures of the painter's family and kids, for his cohorts to investigate. In short, this is just who AB is. 2 weeks after settling the case with Taylor, Brown was sued again by a moving truck driver. He was charged with burglary with assault, burglary, conveyance, and criminal mischief. Last June, Brown received a 2-year probation sentence after pleading no contest in the case. There was this incident where he went after the mother of his kids live on the gram, throwing foul language and, yes, penis candy her way in a 20-minute video. Even the Hollywood, Florida Police Department returned a donation to AB because, in their words, "We did not want our youth to be subject to this type of behavior, nor emulate the actions of Mr. Brown." There was the infighting within the Steelers organization with Brown and many members of the team, his helmet debacle with the Raiders, his threat to punch Mike Mayock, the freaking GM of the team. Look, in the end, this is the story of Antonio Brown being Antonio Brown, which we've seen throughout his career, and which is, by the way, probably a Hall of Fame career. But there's also the other angle, which is the angle of the enablers along the way. From the Pittsburgh Steelers to the New England Patriots, Drew Rosenhaus, light sentencing in the form of probation, Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, the Glazers, the Krafts, and so much more. Antonio Brown can only go as far as those who enable him to do so. Unfortunately, he had plenty of them along the way. My thoughts are this. While he has had plenty of enablers along the way, you cannot disregard the sexual assault cases, the assault on the moving truck guys, the fake vax card, the infighting, the calling out of Pittsburgh Steelers legends like Dick LeBeau and many others, and the problems that he has had. I understand the mental health perspective because this is a violent game. It is a gladiator-style game where us watching on TV or in the crowd root for this, not only points, but the brutalization of the sport. However, we cannot just disregard what he has done to many women in his life. We cannot disregard the way he has crappily treated teammates. Unfortunately, all of these things have to be placed together.
The only reason we're having mental health conversations around this particular guy is because some of the behavior is so flagrant and erratic and different.
But in line with what he does.
But also in line with a sport that damages the heads of its people, and also in line, because I keep saying this about him, and I think it matters, 16-year-old kid, homeless in Miami. Again, not a defense for any of his behaviors. Just start there. And now do all the things that you've seen in public with a guy who Ricky Williams is telling you, as he's looking at him and recognizing some things, he's saying, man, that's a sensitive dude in a world that doesn't allow sensitive. Like, you might be in the wrong world, dude. Like, Ricky looked around and is like, oh my God, I'm a rabbit among wolves when he's in that Ravens locker room. When he's in that Ravens locker room with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, he's like, wait a minute, I'm an artist. These guys are killers. These guys don't have any time for sensitive. These guys will behead you. And so Antonio Brown lives in that world and he's getting his feelings hurt by stuff. Oh, coach, come on. Don't you care about me? I'm hurt. Coach, I don't have parents. I was 16 and homeless in Miami. Coach, I keep turning for somebody, Tom Brady, somebody. Like, and again, I'm just explaining. I don't know what's happening there. It could be all 1,000 of things, all going back to homeless and everything else. Whatever it is that got him as a 6th-round pick. That guy runs routes better than anyone I've ever seen. The 6th-round pick, that guy, how is he not guardable? Why can't anyone guard him? I don't know what the fuel was to get him there, but why can't it be all of those things that also Antonio Brown kind of doesn't want to do this anymore, but doesn't know how to escape it because it's a great life and he's got no choices that look like this.